Hi guys, for those of you who couldn't make it to class, I wanted to make this little video and talk about the prospectus assignment and the instructions because I know it's a little bit confusing for those of you who have never worked with it before. What a prospectus is, it is a printed document that advertises or describes something, in this case a paper, in order to attract or inform somebody, in this case your professor. It sounds a little bit like that research proposal that I had you guys do, but it's a little bit different. It doesn't just give me a detailed description of what you guys are proposing to do. It also talks about some complications that you guys might have in doing your research. I want you guys to consider those issues. So you guys have the instructions there on Canvas. They're right above this link. And I actually have a copy of those instructions right here in front of me. I'm going to look at them, I'm going to read them, I'm going to tell you what sections I want and expect to have in this paper whenever you guys submit it. So reading directly from the instructions here, the research project prospectus must give an overview of the research project. It must provide the boundaries of your inquiry and describe the research methodology employed. Research methodology. This is what research you find and how you use that research to answer your research question. And you guys have already developed a research question clear back in your topic proposal that you guys already turned in. You're going to review the available sources. You're going to talk about their strengths. You're going to talk about their weaknesses, and you're going to talk about their application to the topic. We've done this in almost every assignment that you've turned in, so that's probably important to your paper and to your capstone paper. So keep that in mind whenever you guys are working on this assignment and future assignment, that looking at those sources and their strengths and weaknesses is important. You're going to note potential difficulties in conducting research, and you're going to present a working thesis and hypothesis. The prospectus must include a bibliography that's going to be in whatever citation style you work in. Okay, so it's either going to be MLA, APA, or Chicago. And the goal of this assignment is for the student to refine a research project, select a useful source, and develop a research methodology. So you're going to create a research project. You're going to pick a topic, create a thesis statement, and you're going to find sources and use a methodology to answer your research topic question. So here are the exact sections that you need to have on your prospectus when you turn it in. Very first, you need a cover page. So go to Purdue OWL, figure out exactly what you need to have on a cover page. APA and Chicago, you guys use cover pages all the time, so you should know what you need on those. MLA, I know I told you that you don't need them unless your professor tells you specifically you need a cover page. I'm telling you specifically, you need a cover page. The next portion of this assignment, it's going to be 2 pages long. I don't want it more than 2 pages, okay? So you're going to have to make it concise. The sections of this 2-page proposal narrative, okay, they're going to include, there's 6 sections. You can actually, in bold font, type out selected topic. And underneath it, you're going to put a topic statement. If you think back clear to your topic proposal that I had you guys do, you had to make a 1-sentence topic proposal statement. Go, copy, paste that topic statement right into this. Clean it up a little bit. You guys should know your topic a little bit better now. And it's right there. The next section, research question. On that topic proposal that you guys turned in, you had to write a paragraph about what your research question was. I don't want you to copy and paste that paragraph, but I want you to read it. I want you to remember what your research question was. And I want you to summarize that paragraph in 1 or 2 sentences or 1 or 2 questions. It's very simple what your research question is. Next section is a preliminary thesis statement. Last week, you had to turn in a research proposal. On that research proposal, there was a thesis statement, and I told you that you guys would refine that thesis statement. You can change it as you need to. Go copy and paste that thesis statement in there. Make changes if you need to. Pretty it up if you need to. But you already have your thesis statement done. The next 3 sections are where you're going to put new work in. The next section is going to be a research prospectus. In this section, what you're going to do is you're going to talk about your sources. I want you to pick 2 sources, okay? 1 primary, 1 secondary. Now, I don't expect that you have read through all of your sources yet, but I'm sure that you know 2 really good sources that you're probably going to use a lot in your paper at this point in time. Pick one that's a primary source, pick one that's a secondary source. I want you to list them by name in this section. So, for example, this primary source by this author and this title is important and will be good for this project because of X, Y, and Z. Second, the secondary source, this author who has written this source makes a valid argument for this project because of X, Y, and Z. I want you to take that secondary source a step further. I want you to research that author and tell me why that author is relevant to your topic. These authors aren't just some random person who wrote about this. I can almost promise you every one of your secondary source authors is probably a professor of some sort or somebody who's prominent in your field and somebody who has done a lot of research towards this topic. So then you'll tell me, for example, just making up names here, Lily Smith is an award-winning author and editor and historian on the Civil War era, and she is important to this field because of X, Y, and Z, and her contributions, including this book, are valid to this project because of X, Y, and Z. That is what you're going to include in that research prospectus. So you're going to examine 2 sources by name. The next section, you're going to explain the significance of your topic to your field. So if you're talking about a history topic, you're going to explain the historical significance. If you're talking about a medical topic, you're going to explain its medical significance. Okay? This is the section you want to spend your time on because you're going to be able to copy and paste this directly into your paper, probably into the introduction of it. So spend time on this paragraph. The last section of this paper is the research plan. What you need to do in this section, in the last section, the research plan, you can write in the first person. Tell me how you're going to write your paper, how you're going to accomplish it. So how are you going to gather your sources? Do you have to print them? Do you have to bookmark them? Can you find them online? Do you have to go to the library and gather them? Do you have to get them through interlibrary loan? Do you have to pay fees to get them online? How are you going to collect all of your topics, all of your papers, all of your books, all of your articles? Next, how are you going to organize them? Think about it in terms of capstone paper. Capstone paper is 20 pages. You're going to have 20 sources. How are you going to organize them? That's a lot of information. Personally, what I do with them is I make an annotated bibliography. And then when the time comes, I actually cut them out and I organize them in the order in which I'm going to write with them. Some people use note cards and write them down on the note cards in the order in which they're going to write with them. So how are you going to organize them? Each person probably has a different method, and that's okay. I just want to hear what you're going to do. Next, I want to hear about your writing process. So you have gathered your material. You have put it in some kind of organization. Do you write a outline first? Do you create a rough draft? And what's your editing process like? Do you edit on the computer? Do you print it out and read aloud? Do you make your final improvements and then submit your final paper? Just tell me what you're going to do. This is my opportunity to read it and offer you some suggestions that will hopefully help you whenever it comes to writing your paper. And lastly, you guys will have to have a bibliography, reference page, works cited page, whatever you want to call it, depending on your writing style. You have to have 10 sources. Remember, you already have 6 from your research proposal. So bring those 6 over. You only have to find 4 more. That's not too bad. And then you'll submit it. So this is what I expect from you for the research prospectus project. If you guys have any questions, please email it to me. Remember, you have a total of 6 sections for the main part of this paper. A selected topic, a research question, preliminary thesis statement, research prospectus, explanation of significance, and a research plan. So make sure you include all of those. All right, thanks guys, good luck.